Nancy, do you think equity markets have been a little complacent of late?
Yes, I do, Wilf. That was the fastest and most dramatic bear market rally that we've ever seen, and on very little information, and certainly not earnings or economic data. So I'm sort of relieved to see us pull back a little bit and maybe reconsolidate. I don't know if we test the lows, but I do think that we had gone too far too fast, and this will give some of us a chance to continue to go in and add to holdings that we find attractive.
Let's talk about Coca-Cola. That stock lower today, the company pulling guidance for the year, citing uncertainty about the pandemic. And despite a beat in the numbers for last quarter, the current quarter is looking ugly. Coca-Cola saying global volumes falling 25% so far for the month of April. The increase in sales from hoarding groceries turns out is not making up for lost business from restaurants, theaters, stadiums, what it calls away from home business. I spoke to Coke CEO James Quincey earlier about what he is seeing and what he expects to see in the longer run from the consumer.
There are going to be some temporary effects as we go through the lockdown and into these graduated reopenings where different brands and different packages and different channels are going to benefit. As I said, Diet Coke's up, juice will come out, breakfast at home. In the long run, the big structural trends will reassert themselves. The beverage industry will grow. Consumers will want choice.
So it sounds like it was in response to a question, guys, about whether these kind of short-term trends that he's seeing, where people are actually buying Diet Coke, where that's been growing again, where that was in a long-term secular decline, or buying orange juice to drink and eat breakfast at home, which has also been in a long-term secular decline, will be temporary. And he is focused on the long run, which managed to convince investors for a little while. The stock was doing a little better. But Nancy, how do you think of Coca-Cola as a staple in this environment where people are always going to buy their food and beverages? And yet Coke is pretty exposed here to the away from home channel, what it calls, which is virtually shut down.
Yeah, Sarah, that was an awesome interview this morning. I thought Quincey said a number of things that resonated with me, but most particularly that he's going to continue to pull that lever on pricing and packaging size that I think will benefit the company, as it already has. So I have a lot of confidence in him as a manager and a leader of the company. But I think what we have to assume is that these secular trends some of which were already in place, like online purchases and streaming, are going to continue and accelerate coming out of this. And so that's where I think the challenge is going to be for them. The away from home is going to be hard to replace.